This NFL Picks Week 3 edition of the Sports Gambling Podcast brought to you by Underdog. Underdog's got a brand new offer for new customers. Play just $5 and get $50 in bonus funds when you sign up with the code SGPN.
Hi, this is Merrill Hodge, and you're listening to SGPN. Let it ride, baby.
Fucking shine box.
Welcome everyone to the Sports Gambling Podcast. I'm Sean, stuck in the money green with my partner in picks, Ryan, Real Money Kramer. What's happening, Kramer?
Dog. No, Sean.
Yes.
Week 3.
Week 3 is upon us.
The DMs have been on fire.
Yeah, what are you getting? What are the people DMing about?
NFL tickets, positive things, and this is more of a college show conversation. So we'll bring it up again next week with Colby Dan. But a lot of people eager to hear the first episode of More Questions Than Answers, and a lot of people wanting to make sure that Sean and CJ are involved.
Oh, no,
so
no. I'll be involved in that. It's on the network, but consider me a fan. If you and Colby want to have an 8-hour, if CJ and I'll have our own version, it'll be 20 minutes.
We'll have you in for a segment.
Bang, boom.
We'll have you in for a segment. we'll have the up top will be snorkeling.
Oh,
with
great.
And we'll bring on someone for 15 minutes who can't hang. Anyway, I would say the thing that has been of the things we've talked about on this podcast where I've said, hit me up.
Yes.
First place, obviously firm handshake at the Circa, but a distant second.
Really?
People want the More Questions Than Answers podcast.
8 hours of unlimited. No,
that's not what I said.
Commercial free ramble.
I said it starts.
You said 3 to 8 hours.
It says I said starts as a 3 to 5 hour monthly show, and we'll go from there.
All right, get that in. Of course, I appreciate all the people sending in questions, comments over on Spotify. We're hitting a big milestone sometime this NFL season, Ryan. Yes. 3 million downloads, streams, whatever it is on Spotify. So if we hit that, we should probably hit it in football season. If you guys really do a good job, we're going to hit that in season. So we'll think of another way to hook you guys up besides the free roll football contest.
Also, Spotify.
It's a nice little bonus if we hit 3 million.
Spotify respects 5-star ratings.
Yes.
Spotify also really respects comments. Maybe we should start putting polls up, Sean.
Kramer, we're already seeing Kyle, Vikings fan Kyle, checking in. Why do I have to cheer for Carson Wentz? Why bring back Sam Darnold? That game is a very interesting handicap. I cannot wait to get into that one.
In fairness, you wanted to have Daniel Jones.
Oh, they did.
Yeah,
they tried to secure Indiana Jones, but he had to go back to his homeland.
They remember what he did in the playoffs.
I see Steffi Small show in the chat. Make sure you check out the episode SGP Stories, the bonus podcast we do for the Patreons. We did a special edition with Steph walking through her gambling career, getting canceled, getting into taking the Giants money line, the Super Bowl at a frat house in Arizona, University of Arizona. Very fun episode.
You could really make a good stinger with like buzzwords.
Oh yeah, I mean, there's a lot of
adult film stars, cancel culture, and
sports
the bet heard round the world. The bet heard round the frat house.
Sports gambling.
I would imagine people would enjoy the conversation.
Yes, a lot of fun.
I enjoyed the conversation. We did have a good pre-show conversation about the Giants too. So.
And yes, in my quest to write the mojo, I was figuring out. I'm like, well, I'm not off to a great start in the NFL, although did hit on some nice props. But I'm like, why am I? What's off? Do I adjust things? There will be some slight mojo adjustments. But
really,
Ryan, NFL favorites of 4.5 points are 12-0 straight up this season, dating back to week 11 of last year. They're 52-8 straight up run. So
you saying you never would have gotten there?
I'm just saying I don't want to totally change my picking style because it feels like at some point some of these dogs are going to start coming back to earth. Or do you think we're in a season where, and we have these seasons every once in a while where the cream really separates itself from the the wheat from the chaff or whatever it is. The balls
like
from they separate themselves, the balls from the shaft. Well, last year it was these crazy big underdogs hitting outright, winning outright to start the season. That's why Survivor was a bloodbath, and we're not seeing it this year so far.
Yeah.
But it is week 3.
I think there's a perception of like there being every year the conversation is the separation of the teams at the top and everyone else. Because of and based on how the outcomes happen, it will be the narrative will be like this year. There's probably like there's hesitancy. Like we'll talk about Thursday night soon, but in a year where the favorites are smashing, you would expect this to get all the way up to 14. It won't get to 14 though, and I think I would imagine people are just waiting for the shoe to fall or whatever the fucking saying is.
The shoe to fall.
Anytime there's a trend in the NFL, people are just waiting for it to regress.
I think trends, so it's a fine line. Trends where you can build a narrative that makes sense. Hey, this team off a loss. Oh, okay. Are they a well-coached team? Them getting up for it. I overlooked the Lions last week. They are now 11-0. ATS off a loss. It makes sense. Dan Campbell seems to do a good job motivating his guys, and they've been good as a dog. That I should have been able to get to. Them coming off a loss. Now, obviously, they were a favorite and just destroyed the Bears, but stuff like that, where it's like, okay, is there a common sense narrative to tie to it versus Thursday night games in September with the away jersey not being a certain color? That I think that stuff is totally not predictive.
Yeah, and I also think that the problem with really good trends also is that the very slippery baked into the number that everyone likes to say. But if it's good enough and enough people are on it, obviously gets worked into the number, and that's also why you want to maybe start to go the other way. But we had an employee once, Sean, that used to say you only lose going on a trend once.
Yes.
Right?
But you can lose a lot fading it
going against a really good trend.
I think that's a simplistic approach, but I think there is something to that.
I mean, do you believe in the idea of something just being hot? And is it possible in a marketplace that should be valuing it? And then that's a great transition by me into, I added the look aheads in the spread in the sheet for the first week. Because I feel like we're now 2 games into the season, so there's been enough opinion change where we see numbers move, and it's always interesting to see which teams have the biggest opinion change. So real quick, I jotted down the biggest moves, and this is the biggest moves off the opener in May, but I'm also going to note the look ahead from a week ago. Sean, and some of it makes sense, like you said, you can explain it away. It's kind of like the trend angle, but some of it, Atlanta, Carolina, this number has moved 7 points off the May opener.
Not enough.
3 points off the look ahead last week. That's pretty crazy. Indy, Tennessee, 5.5 off the. This is all Indiana Jones. 5.5 off the May number, 2.5 off the look ahead. It's still like these are huge moves in the NFL. Vegas, Washington. There's a quarterback injury, so we'll throw that to the side. Steelers, Patriots, throw that to the side too because the opener was without Rodgers. Houston, Jacksonville, Sean. It's moved 3.5 from the May opener, and 3.5 from the look ahead last week. Like what? Why? Miami, Buffalo, Buffalo getting some more love, 3.5 off the May opener. That makes sense. McDaniels, this could be the get fired game. And then Bears, Cowboys. This was -3 for the May opener, -2.5 last week.
Oh, so we're gonna get some points if we're taking the Bears, right? Some
I'm just saying. I think it's important to look at that kind of shit. And last thing I'll say about trends: trends are mostly for content purposes.
Well, or just stuff people notice after the fact.
Well, because you build a trend by, like, you have an idea, like Sean said, this is the theory. It makes sense, the logical theory. Then you go and back test it. And only if it's successful when you look at the historical data are you like, this is a good trend, and which it could have been a good trend, and now it's not a good trend. I think in general trends are fun, but I
see Dick Puncher in the chat, Ryan, just imploring everyone, please, we have to do it. We have to bet on the Dallas Cowboys this week. No. Well, Dick Puncher, we are firmly committed to fading the Cowboys, so it's going to be a real pretzel to get ourselves onto the Bears, Ryan. But there is a case to be made, and we're going to get into it.
And I have like a fun teaser for that game. I do have a little update sidecar nugget for the Close Your Eyes special. So yeah, so dusting off that for the first time this year.
All right, we're going to get into it. Before we do, Ryan.
Yeah.
This has been an all-time jinx buster for me personally, and I feel like for the show, someone at some point wrote a song called the Point Spread Song. They emailed it to us a few years ago, saying like, "Hey, could you play this on your show?"
Yeah, I don't remember how we got.
Yeah, no, it was a cold email, and I said, "Sure, happy to play it." We don't have to play the whole song. We can end the show with the song, but we got to play a little bit, Ryan, just to set the vibe.
Okay.
For people who are new, this is the Point Spread Song. Do you have the artist's name?
I'm gonna put it on the screen so everyone can see it. I can't actually read that the way it's set up.
Okay.
Cassandra Lorraine Norman.
Help me cover the spread.
I bet my last time I'm waiting with dread. Oh Lord, please help me.
It is a jam.
I bet the money line on my parlay.
This is the fucking jam.
The odds are fine. They made a first down. My team is trying to go downtown. Oh,
Sing slaps, Ryan.
It's a good it's like
spread.
a lounge, you know.
Bookies chasing me around the block.
Sean,
That's so close. There's so many easy things you could choose to rhyme with and just totally blow through it.
the lyrics are great. We got to get Derek to throw this in the rotation at the circuit.
Oh yeah. The chat's saying louder, Ryan. Bump it.
Louder? All right.
I don't know.
The time is running down. Let's make a first down. I need some luck to make a buck. Oh Lord, where's my
Kinda sexy.
Come from behind. Let's go ahead and give me a touchdown. Oh Lord, please help me.
And give me a touchdown.
It's fourth down. The goal line is just ahead.
Goal line's just ahead.
Scored a touchdown
and covered the spread.
They scored a touchdown and covered the spread. Oh Lord, thank you so much.
This goes on for a while.
Paid. Oh Lord, I love you so much. We covered the point spread.
Oh wait, this is basically the end.
Yeah.
They covered the point
Might as well just
spread.
finish.
We
Covered the point spread.
Well done.
That slaps. Let's go. I'm ready to rock and roll.
So outside of
winners, Ryan.
playing the point spread song and mixing up the whatever you didn't actually articulate what you were going to mix up in the process. Other than the point spread,
point spread song. That's about it. The process is somewhat similar. I look through the game. I watch all the games, take down my notes, look at a couple of the situation spots, the injury reports.
So
couple stats, nothing too crazy.
What I do when I've had a very bad week is I go into the cocoon and I listen to nothing. Just my own thoughts the following week. Raw dog. All right. Yeah. Any other thoughts on the season macro?
Eagles are awesome.
Do you want to touch on? You want to like have any closing thoughts on the mainstream media?
Well, Ryan, the audience says the audience reached out to me and said, "Tell Kramer to stop bringing up the tush push. Nobody cares." And I've moved on.
It's weird. I get the exact opposite. People want to hear your comments on the biggest story in football. I've
said my comments.
How mad?
Adam Schefter is now you're getting me all worked up again. Adam Schefter is a punk ass bitch for saying we won the game in March. Other than that, I have no comment.
What about Ian Rappaport,
Who's Ian Rappaport?
Okay, perfect. We're on the same page here. Okay, so do you want to preemptively strike before the Eagles get called for an insane amount of false starts this weekend?
Oh, I'm sure they'll try and penalize them. They've gone out of their way to flag the tush push before. There's maybe one or two calls, and the Eagles end up still are very successful at it. So they will try and give the hungry heathens what they want and call a penalty. There will be probably one penalty. There will also be like the refs will make sure the defense is lined up correctly and that they're not mimicking the snap count, which the defenses have been doing.
It's going to be it's going to be a hilarious. It's because we're going to have the game audio on. We're just going to hear a tremendous amount of annoying conversation about it. I will say very interesting for for someone like Schefter to come out with an opinion like that.
Come on, he's a mouthpiece for the league. No need.
I thought he was a journalist.
Hey,
reporting.
Here's a trend for you. Last 16 games, Jalen Hurts has started and finished. They've won. Fuck everything else. Go Birds.
Okay. All right. Shall we? All right.
I'm dying to talk games.
Let's talk games.
You're a TMZ guy.
That's definitely not true. 66.66 repeating on my locks this year. Nothing TMZ about that. And do we want to have any comments on Colby's before we get started? Do we want to any sort of conversation about Colby's excitement to show us the slides this week?
I mean, if you're watching on youtube.com/sportsgambling podcast, he had these like kid play toy things, these mascots, I guess used to dress up at some point. The Dolphins mascot, that is a dick. What is that? Is not a dolphin nose.
It's a brown dolphin.
Yeah, it's a flesh colored dolphin with their nose sticking out the face mask. That's a penis. How does Colby not look at this and say that's a penis?
And the always confusing Buffalo City name, but also in this case mascot Bills. That's where we'll start, Sean.
Okay.
Thursday night football. Miami Dolphins head north to take on the Buffalo Bills. Again, I mentioned this earlier, but it's moved 2 points off the look ahead from last week, 3.5 from the May opener. Everything's fairly explainable in the idea that the Dolphins suck ass. Mike McDaniels maybe didn't get fired because it was a short week, and this might be the time you fire him. You get the new coach a little extended time to get his feet underneath him. -12, although it went as high as 13, I believe. -825 on the money line. Miami +590. 49.5 is the total. The Bills are garnering a tremendous amount of the action, right around 80% of the bets and the handle, backing the home team here. They're very banged up, as I'm sure you'll also mentioned. Key injuries like the one person that even your TMZ fan friend should know, Matt Milano. The defense is just different without him.
Yeah, and thank you to everyone who reached out. I did accidentally say Matt Milano on offense, and then I yelled at that guy. Well, because he goes, Matt Milano's on defense. Yes,
is his job to correct you during the show? No.
Yeah, come on, get off my back. So he was right, and thank you, commenters, for keeping us honest here. Ryan, Darren Waller is out. I did notice that. Does that change your handicap?
Like just for the game, or
he's never been back. They can't call you out.
He's trying to sell records, man.
If you're coming back from retirement and you haven't played a game, you're not out.
I'm fair with that policy.
Yeah.
Like before saying someone's out, mention his status the previous week.
I mean, looking at the
still out. That's a better way to say
now.
it.
Now Milano,
Darren Waller's still out.
Milano's out. Ed Oliver's out for the Bills, but Ed Oliver was out last game. Didn't really seem to matter too much. On the other side, though, the Dolphins, Storm Duck is out. The cornerback who was really bad. So the fact that he was playing and now he's out for the Dolphins, I think they're just going to carve him up. If you listen to the prop show, I like the Josh Palmer stuff. I like the Devin Achan receiving stuff yardage wise, because I think he's going to get a lot of garbage stuff. And with Milano out, I think that's going to create some. He's been their only really effective skill player through both games has been Achan. They're not, and they have a bunch of issues with their offensive line as well. I think short passing game with Achan is their best chance to get this going. But as much as I want to say, hey, let's take the division dog here.
Really?
Historically, the Bills haven't done great as big favorites, but you know the other story is just Tua has been horrible against the Bills. He's never done well against the Bills, and he's never done good against playoff teams. Like that's kind of been Miami's struggle, is playing teams that are above 500, and kind of why I liked them at home against the Patriots. This was their one chance to get a win with the way their offense is going, the heat, the humidity, this Pats team, which I'm not high on, and the Pats almost blew the game, allowing that punt return for a touchdown, but Miami still couldn't get it done. You can't get it done at home there against the Pats. It's just going to be a slaughter. The Bills are going to destroy the Dolphins. So I'm going to have to take the Bills laying the 12 points. I just don't see how the Dolphins get it going, especially on the road. The energy is horrible. I don't think they're getting up for Mike McDaniel.
It's a terrifying position to be in, but why, like, what's the reason as to why the Bills don't get a little bit beat up in the passing game? I mean, Tyreek Hill started warming up last week. I
would say because of Tua on the road.
It's Tua on the road versus a good team. I appreciate that. And you know, Daniel Jones and Drake May looked very good against this pass defense.
Yeah.
So the likelihood that Josh Allen
they're going to be,
to your point, like,
and it's at home in Buffalo in a primetime game.
We broke this down on the prop show, but you know, Shakir and Kincaid are just going to eat continually in this game. It strikes me as the kind of game that Josh Allen's going to throw a whole bunch of short little passes. It's never going to feel close. And then Miami's going to do something at the end.
And I would say the only reason to get on Miami is, hey, everyone's on Buffalo. No one's making a case for Miami. We see these teams respond in these spots where everyone says they're going to get their ass kicked, but I don't know, not this Dolphins team in Buffalo. Like I'm never going to like this Dolphins team in Buffalo. So
historically too, yeah. I mean,
ask remember when Big Rob couldn't even give them a win here in Buffalo. He's like, we never beat Buffalo. They have that one win against Buffalo where it was insanely hot and the Bills were cramping up there in Miami in September. Other than that, I think that's Tua's only win against them.
The number is not often this big. That's the one thing I would point out. Like,
sure.
A typical big number in this game is like greater than a touchdown, but less than 10 points. And so this might even be historically the biggest. But to your point, Bills, not quite a flowchart game, but if you stretch this all the way out 30 games, you can get up to 18, 10 and 2 ATS.
And too, like with the NFL, especially if I'm taking a dog, I want to be able to make a case for the dog to win outright. And I can't do that for the Dolphins. As crazy as it sounds, like even when I took the Browns last week, I had some angles. I had some reasons. Of course I was dead wrong on it, but you look at yards per play, it wasn't as bad as the score suggests. This Miami team is pretty bad.
Dolphins bottom 5 team for an explosive plays on offense.
Oh my God. EPA, whatever sort of metrics you're looking at, they are bad.
Yeah. I'll join you. I definitely don't like this Thursday as much as I liked last Thursday. All right. Hopping over to Sunday, where we start off with a AFC South situation. Titans didn't exist when Colby had these pajamas. So he had to go with just a Cam Ward shot there. Colts are the talk of the town. Almost, I mean, we've discussed this before, but almost remind you of the Saints last year when Derek Carr, who by the way isn't in the league right now, is on TV, was an MVP candidate, and the Saints were the best offense in the league, 2-0. Maybe it's less fluky than that, because it does seem like the Colts offensive line is all the way back. This number is 4. Like I mentioned earlier, this opened in May at Tennessee -1.5. It was -1.5 for the Colts last week, and it's jumped way over 3 to 4 points. -200 on the money line for the Colts. Tennessee +175. 43.5 is the total. Worth noting, Tyler Warren and Josh Downs did not practice on Wednesday. They are. It does seem like Latu's coming back from his hamstring injury, and the Titans are missing some key pieces, or at least practice on Wednesday. Latham and Snead did not practice. Neither did Zeitler.
JC Latham didn't practice on a Wednesday.
Didn't practice on a Wednesday.
I mean, again, the sharp in me wants to be like, oh, division home dog. This is great value on this Tennessee Titans team, but Callahan, they're just such a poorly coached team. 23 penalties in 2 games. They're leading the NFL in penalties. I think the case you make for the Titans is, well, they probably played 2 pretty good defenses, especially at Denver. That's a tough situation. Yep. Pretty good defense. And then at home against the Rams, who also have a pretty good defense, especially with their pass defense. Their run defense, I think you can run on them. Pollard had a decent amount of success. But this Colts team, I mean, they just have an insane horseshoe up their asshole. And you
switching teams.
What do you mean?
You betting on the Colts?
I might have to, because Cam Ward.
They're also getting like 90% of the action.
Yeah, Cam Ward has been sacked 11 times. Jonathan Taylor, who everyone thought I was crazy for having number 1 in fantasy, that's actually looking pretty decent right now. Maybe I wasn't crazy, Ryan.
Maybe.
Cam Ward, Ryan, I was asking you about EPA. Is it too early to use some of these numbers? You go of the EPA stuff. I think the EPA per dropback is probably your best one to look at. Cam Ward
sample size has gotten big enough, I think.
Cam Ward 34th in EPA per play, or EPA per dropback.
I mean, that makes sense based on what we've seen, right? And we caution people. He was not like he would not have been the first pick in the year before, where Caleb and Jaden Daniels and Michael Penix and Drake May, and I mean, like, now watching them all play, what order do they go in, and like, where is Cam Ward, JJ McCarthy, like Bo Nix? Even though he started poorly, he's still got to be better than that. Yeah, I don't know. I think I like this the narrative of Cam Ward. I liked him. That's why we liked him as a college player. But I mean, that touchdown pass even was just like ridiculous.
Well, I mean, what is like, crazier, the 1 touchdown pass he threw, or the fact that the Colts won the game on a leverage call that only gets called like 3 or 4 times an NFL season?
You saying it's a Jim Irsay thing?
Well, I'm saying I want to fade the Colts off a miracle win as a road division favorite, but also the side of taking Tennessee, with what they have going on with the offensive line, with Cam Ward's he's a rookie, so I don't want to shit on him too much, but they have like 1 good pass catcher, Ridley, who's been dropping balls left and right. They can't get anything going on offense, and this Colts defense has played well. And I thought there would be an angle. Hey, the heat and humidity, it's going to slow them down. Now Rams, they made a run in the second half, so that doesn't seem to be impacting. I'm gonna take the chalk here. Give me the Colts laying the 4.
Tyler Warren has a toe injury, Sean.
Could be big. He's looked good, Ryan. Certainly much better than Colston Loveland.
All right, this is where I have to just trust my gambling instincts. Give me the Titans.
Titans.
I mean, I concede that the Colts should be upgraded. This is a massive upgrade.
All right,
that's all I'm saying. Whoa, what's happening? No.
I'll stick with Indy.
And I feel like, I like it. Tyler Warren, big deal. Josh Downs also, but Tyler Warren, big deal. We'll see.
Titans are so. It just comes down to me for the coach. I cannot back, and I regret backing them week 2, and just the shitty coaching really was super frustrating.
I see. All right. No, I mean, I think.
I mean, they're an incredibly sloppy team.
Yes, they are, and the Colts are the opposite so far. But it will be fun watching this game when that pick 6 happens.
What, Mr. Jones and
next up, the Atlanta Falcons head to Carolina and to play the Panthers on the long grass. Although we did debunk this in 2021, they did go from grass to field turf, Sean. So it's no longer, but maybe it's long field turf. Who can tell? Carolina catching 5.5 points at home here, plus 210 on the money line. Falcons minus 245. 43.5 is the total. Falcons in a back-to-back road spot, which strangely teams on back-to-back road spots this year, Sean, are a whopping 5-0 ATS and 3-2 straight up. So maybe not the worst spot to be in.
Now what spread is? I think our slide master used the wrong number because it is.
Did. Oh my!
5.5 is the spread.
Yeah, I said 5.5.
He just
drew
for the YouTube audience.
He drew one. We'll have to have a conversation. He's been very busy. His co-host has gone back to college, and Moneyline Mac is pulling an old school, and he's just he went down to go to the West Virginia Pitt game, and now he's like sending text of him signing a lease for his old college apartment. I mean, he's going back to school. I don't know how else.
Oh, it's gonna be great. I'm gonna try and write a movie about it.
All right, so this is another one where the gambling instincts kick in immediately. It's moved 7 points off the May opener, 3 points off of last week.
Yeah,
I understand that the having a little bit more confidence in the Falcons defense makes sense to me. The Falcons offense, I wouldn't say they looked great last week. And as far as the Panthers, it really took the Cardinals losing a bunch of cornerbacks before their offense did anything. And really, they haven't shown much of anything. They now have another offensive lineman injury, although they did get Iquanu back. So I'm very much torn, understanding that this is not a good spot. Like, this is an obvious spot in some regard to take Carolina plus the points, but my eyes say that they've only done anything in garbage time when the Falcons were playing their third, fourth, and fifth string quarterbacks.
Yeah, I mean, certainly it's scary to take Raheem Morris outdoors as a road favorite, but
big Penix as a big road there's a lot of concern here.
Yeah, and I get it, but I liked. I mean, what I saw that Falcons defensive line against Minnesota, I thought was really impressive. Their ability to turn over JJ McCarthy, I thought was pretty good, and I thought Penix played with control. Like they had some issues in the red zone, but Darnell Mooney catches that one ball, or it's a slightly better throw. Like they were not that far from really blowing out that Vikings team. I also just look at the offensive line injuries for the Panthers. To me, that's not good. That's the craziest thing. You lose your center and was a right guard, all pro right guard.
Yep.
You're going to be against this Falcons defensive line. Now, maybe they're not as fast because they're not out there. You know, part of their thing is kind of speed, and so maybe they're not as fast on the outdoor grass. But man, I can't take this Carolina Panthers team. Bryce Young just looks so tiny out there. Now, JC Horn has been good for the Panthers. He's been the bright spot on defense, but the Panthers still cannot get a pass rush. They just cannot rush the passer. And if you were going to let Michael Penix sit back there with their linebacker play, he's just going to dink and dunk to Bijan Robinson, over the middle stuff to Kyle Pitts, who is, again, I feel crazy commenting positively about Kyle Pitts, but he's been playing good, Kraver.
Yeah. I heard someone comment that he looks healthier, which is an interesting comment. I mean, was he just hurt for years?
He did have like a crazy or like this ongoing knee thing, but yeah, I don't know. It just also Michael Penix, this version is probably the best quarterback play he's seen.
I still think that. What's the status on Horn? Do we know?
What do you mean?
Like was he not limited in practice today? Did I misread? I assume he's gonna play. He kind of matters. I feel like he did he leave the game with an injury?
No, nothing.
No. All right. I'll limited JC Horn and Hunter Renfrow.
All right. Now, how do you find that? I Googled JC Horn injury and nothing comes up. Why would that not come up?
Again, did you spell his name right?
Yes. JAYCEE Horn. I know how to spell Horn. Injury stuff has gotten so bad. It used to be way easier to find stuff. It's very annoying.
Oh no. Okay. Getting double clicking a non-injury related rest. So yes. Same for Hunter Renfrow.
All right.
So we're all the way back around, and then Xavier Legette who hasn't been very good, limited with a hamstring injury. So
he's been horrible.
Potentially they won't have him.
I like Xavier Legette, but he is doing horrible this year. It's like he has had like 9 targets and 8 yards or something like that.
This is another one where I think I want to disagree with you and just trust my gambling instincts. No AJ Terrell, maybe the same thing they did to the Cardinals, depleted secondary. They can just go T-Mac, jump ball. Let's do it. Carolina. Second.
It's a sharp ride. Look at you.
Play the sound. I mean, if I didn't mention it, Atlanta getting another 80+% action and handle teams early in the week. So will it be the pros or the Joes who win that one?
Hey, head over to mybookie.ag. Use the promo code SGPN. MyBookie. Bet on anything, anytime, anywhere. Love MyBookie. Very easy. Get that lightning fast deposit and withdrawal using that sweet cryptocurrency. You can get 100% bet back bonus up to $500. Terms and conditions apply. We gave out a bunch of picks already for the college football episode. Super fun, including a juicy parlay. I think it's like 12-1 over on mybookie.ag. Promo code SGPN. Score 100% bet back bonus up to $500. We're also brought to you by Novig. Novig is America's #1 sports prediction market. Since Novig is an exchange, you know you're getting some of the best prices in the market. Novig. I mean, look, you like action? Are you in one of the 35 states that Novig is in? Just a good statistically.
Yes.
I mean, some of the most populous states, including New York, Texas, California, Florida, and cool states that do their own thing, like Alaska and Hawaii. Mahalo, D-Gens. Download the Novig app. Use the promo code SGPN. Spend $5. Get $5 in Novig coins. That is promo code SGPN and the Novig app.
One last thing to note before we get on to the next game. One of the James Pierce missed practice with a groin injury today. So
all right, worth watching.
Definitely worth watching.
This Panthers team's horrible.
Okay, that I really don't have a lot to push back on, other than I'm going to let my gambling instincts and market knowledge lead me for some of these gross games. Game 3 again. I didn't mention up top, but we have 9 early window games. We could have gone 9 or 8 and 5. Instead, we're going 9 and 4. Commission much like the teardrop TV in our setup. All right, game 3's got some hot injury news, Sean. The Vegas Raiders coming off Monday night. They head to Washington, where Washington's coming up Thursday night. This is also, some will say this is a scheduling situation that you don't have to allow to happen. Shouldn't have teams coming off Monday night playing teams coming off Thursday night or buys. The Washington Commander football team Redskins are laying 3 points here, -165 on the money line. Vegas Raiders +145, 44.5 is the total. The line moving from 6.5 on the look ahead down to 3, mostly because there is extreme uncertainty that Jaden Daniels will play this weekend, which is pretty wild. He's going to spoil the announcement of the new stadium. Commander Redskin football team's officially moving back to DC, Sean. But I mean, yeah, what are we doing here? Because Vegas, I can't stop watching Ashton Jeanty just not pass block in that game. Like he certainly has. I mean, Zamir White is playing on passing down, Sean.
Yeah,
they're whatever is happening there is not good.
I tried to warn people. I go, don't let. I mean, Chip Kelly is involved. Right. Just remember, if you're drafting a ton of GT and you're assuming GT is going to be like this crazy #1 just remember Chip Kelly is involved, and he is not afraid to play guys farther down the roster because he has whatever issues. I mean, certainly Ashton GT is not helping himself with his play out there. It's early.
Geno Smith looked pretty bad as well.
Yeah.
I'm not. I don't want to be like a hater, but I didn't see Tom Brady in the coach's box for the first game. So maybe get that asshole out of the coaching box. And I mean, Geno Smith, that was one of the worst games we've seen him play in some time.
Yeah. And he's usually pretty good in a dome. He's usually pretty good at not turning it over. Those are his strengths. It was a weird game flow too, but on the positive side, like the Raiders forced some turnovers there late, kind of gave themselves a little bit of a shot.
And
the Washington defense looked pretty bad against Green Bay. Now this spread, I think, is kind of splitting the difference between Mariota and Jaden Daniels.
Gun to your head.
Yeah,
he plays or doesn't play.
I'll say he doesn't play.
I think he's not going to play as well. Another injury to note, because we know Austin Eckler lost to the Achilles tear, but the passing work back, or his backup McNichols, also banged up a little bit on the injury report. Granted, only limited, but something to keep an eye on. Also, they're blocking tight end Bates. He did not practice on Wednesday, and so I mean that Noah Brown also didn't practice. I mean, we'd already talked about Daniels. There's too much uncertainty here. If Daniels doesn't play, you definitely don't want to be laying points with Marcus Mariota, right? This isn't that kind of team.
Oh no.
So we have to take the Raiders. Do we think? What do we think this is?
I mean, to me, it's just I can't take Marcus Mariota as a favorite. I mean, you're laughing, but is that so? That's the handicap for me.
What's the number when he gets announced out?
It might be like it'll probably be like 1.5, because I think this is kind of baked in a little bit. I think if Jaden Daniels is fully healthy, is this not 7 points?
It was 6.5 on the look ahead. So
yeah.
let's.
So
they got beat a little bit. So let's say it doesn't move, right?
Okay.
Like they got their ass beat, but they have this massive rest advantage that everyone who. I feel like these situations, every gambling show I've listened to or everything I've read points out that this is like a, couple time a season situation. You got to take the Commanders. They have such a rest edge, and it's like, yeah, but
I haven't looked at the math. Is the rest edge as big of a deal in week 3?
Well, I'd imagine you're probably accurate there, but also just in general. The quarterback change makes it very difficult but with all of that being said, so let's say it does get to 7. What's Jaden Daniels worth on this team? Knowing that, Josh Allen, Lamar are worth 8 points.
Yeah, I think 6.5 is fair. So I think it would be close to pick.
Yeah,
maybe -1. They like making 1.5 point spreads now for whatever reason.
But I think you'll get. Yeah, I don't know what will happen here. You could also get the sharps who are like, oh, now we're getting a cheaper price. Fire on Marcus Mariota as a short favorite. I'm with you. Give me the Raiders.
Moneyline Mac, our Morgantown insider.
No, let's update his name, Morgantown Mac.
Yeah, come on. Moneyline Morgantown Mac. He is.
What year are you, Mac?
Kegler's is having a 2-for-1 pitcher, so he'll be down there. Also be breaking down some ball.
All right, we got to.
He's taking a gap year, Ryan. He's taking a gap.
Let's make sure we send him some lighters.
Yeah,
we got him some
street team.
Yeah.
Mac pointing out he's not going to play 9-8 regression season coming. Yeah, I mean,
no.
Well, Ryan, we nailed all the they were in above their skis when we talked with Mac when we did the team preview. If they had like a better, and I think Jaden Daniels is really good. I just don't think that roster around him, and to the point that I thought a lot of what they had going last year with their success was Jaden Daniels, which is why it's scary having him in the division. But I don't think the rest of the roster is that good around him.
You know what they might miss in this game? A guy like Brian Robinson.
Yes,
Mariota might miss.
Give me the Raiders +3.
Raiders. Shout out to the Raiders. I haven't screamed Raiders this football season in Vegas yet while playing the slot. I'll commit to playing as the Raiders this weekend. For purposes you'll find out in the near future. Game 4 in the early window. Again, that's 10 a.m. on the West Coast, which translates to 12 p.m. noon in Central Time Zone. Green Bay coming off that Thursday night thumping of the Washington Commander football team Redskins. Everyone now thinks the Packers are the Super Bowl favorites. They're heading to Cleveland. Always a weird spot. I wonder what the wind's going to look like, Sean.
Now I'm guessing the Green Bay mascot is holding sausage links in his hand. But again, there's some, like the Disney artists, Ryan.
Yeah,
they always like hide
pervs.
some like pervy images.
Yeah, definitely don't. Yeah,
this is like he had too many drinks. He pulled the girl back from the bar. Too many drinks. He's trying to squeeze that encased sausage back to life. It's too real.
Yeah, I mean it's yeah, we didn't comment on the previous one, but all of these have had some interesting messaging. Green Bay again coming off that big win, laying 7.5, which was the look ahead, Sean. So no real change, even though Cleveland looked really bad and Green Bay looked really good. Minus 410 or 415 on the money line. Cleveland plus 335. 41.5 is the total. This is another one where it seems obvious what we're supposed to do. The Packers riding high, a little extra rest. They're smelling themselves, and it's just a non-conference road game, Sean. They got that game that, even though it shouldn't be, Sunday night against Dallas, Green Bay, Dallas is some weird rivalry.
It's a massive look ahead game, both for Dallas and the Packers defense. I think they're kind of looking ahead. How could you not?
Well, I wasn't going to factor it overly just because they're not in the same division, and the Cowboys, I don't know. They've been questioned.
Yeah, I mean, have you seen Micah?
Micah Parsons?
Why couldn't they have done this sooner? The Packers fans are painting murals. Thank me, Jerry.
You're right.
There's clearly I'm
underrated.
Look at that aspect for this Packers team. Now, the case for the Packers, they've looked awesome. LaFleur has been very good. ATS. I mean, if you're a yards per play guy, this is a Browns auto play.
Well,
the Browns have outgained their opponents by 300 yards, which is insane.
Yeah, there's a little.
Some of that's certainly some garbage time from Dylan Gabriel, but
not as much as you would think. Like the first game was, I think, a lot truer, right? Like that's an expected win for sure. The second game, not an expected win. Certainly a little bit of an anomaly that they were able to outgain the Ravens. Always take some turnovers and things of that nature, but I think in general, I guess I was shocked that the number didn't move much from last week, but it does seem like people are like, the Browns should just go to Gabriel already. NBA culture seeping in. Just
you're not gonna win. Go to Gabriel. Get a better draft position.
And fun injury nugget, real quick sidestep. Denzel Ward focused on rebounding versus Packers after dehydration setback against Ravens.
Oh no,
what does that mean? We go too hard at the club the night before. I'm worried that this pass rush is going to fuck up old ass Joe Flacco.
Well, that's fair. And
taking the points last week was cute with the Browns, although we felt very confident about it.
Browns lead the NFL in total defense as far as yards. They're the first team to start 0-2 despite allowing fewer yards.
So good.
Fewer than 400 yards. First time since Buddy Ryan's 1994 Cardinals.
And I nailed it on the prop show last week, taking the Derrick Henry under. That's one of the, I should have done a slide, all unders all the way, but which begs the question: we haven't seen Green Bay not be able to run the ball.
Yeah, Josh Jacobs has been great for him. Obviously, Tucker Kraft off to a great start.
But if they stop the run, what does this offense look? Are they able to do the same thing? Maybe. And what worries me is we're going to see Matthew Golden streaking down the field, just like we saw. Who is it? Walker for the Ravens. I could see them getting beat in some of the same ways with big plays, but
and then Jack Conklin's out for the Browns as well.
The Browns,
he got traded to the Cowboys, right?
He was on the injury report, was he not?
Yeah, but then I thought.
I do not have up to date information if that's true.
Yes, I'm seeing Cleveland Browns trading Jack Conklin to the Dallas Cowboys.
Well, that means they didn't need him.
Yeah, we'll see what the exact. I'm not seeing a ton of people report that, so maybe I'm crazy. Either way, I don't think he's going to be playing for the Browns, which makes it that much more of a case that the Packers D line can just. I'll double check my sources, but I saw multiple places had it.
All right, that's fair then. As long as you weren't only sourcing from Ian Rappaport. He tends to be a little sneaky.
All right, not enough people are reporting it, but Jack Conklin could be out.
Well, I'm seeing he was on the injury report as limited.
All right, so what are you doing here, Ryan? Are you taking laying the road chalk with the Packers?
I'm going to trust my instincts.
Yeah.
I understand the Packers to me are not one of these teams we're gonna need to be laying double digits for them on the road. The Browns defense always shows up at home.
Yeah, I'll take the Browns. I understand the concern. I don't feel amazing myself, but yeah, give me the Browns plus 7.5.
I think the look ahead spot being a lot stronger than I had originally valued it, because I think it's just if the Micah Parsons thing didn't exist, there's a small look ahead element to this Sunday night game.
Yeah.
But with the Micah thing, yeah, you're right. This is
massive.
The energy of a city behind a man. Next up, game number 5 in the early slate, 10 a.m. on the West Coast. The Bengals head to the spaceship in Minnesota, where this is a noon local time kick, Sean. Vikings laying 3, -155 on the money line. Bengals +135. Oh, that's
the spreads on the graphics are wrong.
Did he got another one wrong?
Yeah.
It's this. We might have to fire our artist. -3, or I'll have to double check next time. +135 for the Bengals. 41.5 is the total. He's going to be so sad. He was very proud of these slides. It's a very sexy Bengal. So this was 1.5 before we got either quarterback's injury news. Meaning they're telling us that Carson Wentz is 1.5 points better than Jake Browning. Go fuck yourself. Are you watching the games? Jake Browning did not much changed in that game when he came in versus Joe Burrow.
Yeah.
Joe Burrow was not playing good ball. Bengals shockingly at the bottom of the league in explosive plays. But I mean, are you really going to wake up on Sunday and tell your wife that you're laying points with Carson Wentz?
Yeah, that to me is just humiliating. As a guy who's laid points with Carson Wentz many a time,
but Sean,
you don't want to feel that feeling.
Kevin O'Connell, quarterback whisperer. Look what he did with the Pastronaut, Nick Mullins, not JJ McCarthy yet. Man, people who are backing JJ McCarthy are delusional.
Well, and a lot there are the conspiracy theories.
It's not a fake injury. He played the whole game on a high ankle sprain.
He's amazing.
Why? He was horrible.
I mean, so imagine the Minnesota offense has looked like ass for 7 quarters. Now they look good for 1 quarter against the Bears, but we saw what the Lions did to that Bears defense. So maybe that was not quite the accomplishment we thought.
No,
in the time. Now it's small sample size. Andrew Van Ginkel did come back for the Vikings, so I could understand some excitement there. They are, they're going to have to rely on Jordan Mason only. Minnesota, Aaron Jones is going to be out. He's banged up, and the Vikings are dealing with a bunch of offensive line issues as well. Their center got knocked out of the game with a concussion, so now you have a backup center with a backup quarterback, Carson Wentz, a guy known for fumbling issues. That's a nightmare. And if you're like, maybe they can do it with Carson Wentz, rewatch Carson Wentz about to take a sack for the Indianapolis Colts, and then there's a minute 30 left, and he just chucks up this little ball right to the defender for a pick 6 that was like 1 yard.
Yeah, all right.
It's just reminding me how infuriating it is. Now the other angle is this Bengals defense has obviously not looked very good, and could be in trouble there on the road. But I like their chances against Carson Wentz, and Zach Taylor was talking up about, hey, this is a good spot for Browning. We don't really have to change the playbook. Certainly great news for the Zach Taylor Coach of the Year. Take it at 50-1.
Oh my God!
If this team makes the playoffs with Jake Browning,
my God,
he might get that Coach of the Year ticket.
It certainly makes his candidacy very. I mean, you lose the MVP and you still get your team to the playoffs. I mean, they're going to be 3-0 after this weekend, Sean.
And Browning, got extended looks before. He's familiar with the offense. He knows the receivers. So I think you got to take the Bengals in the points.
Game to go.
Just Carson Wentz cannot be a favorite. In the same way that Marcus Mariota cannot be a favorite. Carson Wentz cannot be a favorite. Give me the Bengals +3.
Game on the line, Sean. He went down and won the game for the Bengals last week. I don't mind that at all. You didn't. I don't think we even mentioned the offensive line. So Wentz with a
I said
okay.
the center's out. I know, and then who else?
Well, Darrisaw's back, but if he were to re-aggravate, they lost their backup left tackle as well. Fun nugget about Joe Burrow. Andrew Luck, who's often referred to as the guy who got hit way too much, that's why his career ended shortly. He had 86 starts, Sean. He had 174 times he was sacked. Oh my God. So 2 times a game, basically. Joe Burrow is at 201 times sacked and only 71 starts. I mean, we'll talk about wasted talent. Bengals really screwing it up. They spent all that money too. Last thing about Carson Wentz to give you some lack of confidence. You know, it would be one thing if he had been with the team for a year, spent the entire offseason, like maybe the Nick Mullins, where you really know the offense. You're going to come in and you're going to be able to execute it well with that talent. Which, by the way, like not all the talent. Like Hawkinson looks like ass. Addison is back this week or no next week.
He misses 3 games.
Yeah, so he's
out.
next. And
Hawkinson, hasn't looked good.
So you have this situation too, where it's like he signed with the team on August 24th. He's been here, Sean, less than a month, and the majority of the talent on this team hasn't really shown up yet. So yeah, easy money. Look at all these dogs. Look at all these dogs. Next up, we got Game 6, the Los Angeles Rams. Let's see if Colby got this one right. Taking on the Philadelphia Eagles. Nope. He's a Eagles laying 3.5. Was 4.5. I'm starting to realize how Colby screwed this up. Not following instructions. Eagles -185. Rams on a back-to-back road spot here. +135. 44.5 is the total. All right. So the Eagles offense hasn't looked as good with the new play caller. That's a common conversation happening. Defense looking good. The Rams, I don't know what you would really knock them for, other than maybe a slow start against the Titans.
They only had 14 points against the Texans.
I think the Texans defense is going to prove to be holding most teams under 20 points. And so, yeah, in this game that they have been you called it a look ahead spot last week for the Rams. So they're focused on this game.
Yeah.
I'll let you dive into it deeper, but I don't know really how to handicap McVay being injured on the sideline. That's what a pussy. How do you let that out? How do you let that out? You're a coach. Don't make it about you.
He probably injured it teaching a dog a new trick in the pool.
Oh, don't get me started, Sean. He the whole episode they're teasing this. Sean McVay taught his fucking dog a trick. Wasn't a trick at all. It was just dog bouncing the ball up in the air like any dog can do. So Rams catching 3.5 here. Again, I'm not. I kind of think. And I've this is the game of the week when it comes to people telling you they got Eagles 3. They got a piece of Eagles at -3. How do they always get the best of the numbers?
They're sharps.
So I know that most of the betting world seems to be on the Eagles this week. So
I disagree. A lot of. I mean, look at the chat.
Well, I'm
Rams
not talking
go
about
hard. Rams all day. Just
63% of the bets, but 85% of the money at the Circa is on the Eagles.
Well, that's sharp money.
Over at DraftKings.
Let me guess. Less Eagles action at DraftKings.
The opposite, right? 60% of the tickets, but only 27% of the handle is on the Eagles at DraftKings. I certainly think.
Well, I saw FanDuel release their power rankings. It is clearly just bait to troll people. After week 1, they moved the Chiefs ahead of the Eagles in their
power rankings.
Yeah.
After this week when they lost.
Yeah, to the Eagles at home.
It's like the AP poll.
No, they just
Who's voting on this?
I'm not engaging anymore because they just do it to.
You love it.
They do it to enrage you. First off, Dallas Goedert's practicing. He had a knee issue. He's out last week. Getting him back is huge, not only for the passing game but also the run game. Like he's a very underrated blocker. I think Dallas Goedert.
He seemed very important. I mean, based on seeing the offense with him out and the offense with him in, it seems he's also important to whatever is working for them right now in the passing game.
Yeah, I don't know. It's 2 games. It's a new offensive coordinator. They struggled
in general, though. I feel like he's been one of Jalen Hurts' favorite targets consistently over the career.
Well, I mean, the real matchup here is Saquon Barkley versus this Rams defense. This Rams defense cannot stop the run, and it's a big reason why the Eagles won in the playoff game, and the big reason why the Eagles blew them out in Los Angeles. His game in LA, 26 carries, 255 yards, 2 touchdowns. The game at home against the Rams, 26 carries, 205 yards, 2 touchdowns. So he's played against the Rams twice last year where he averaged 230 yards. They cannot put his, I mean, he should be even money to get 200 yards against this Rams defense. The Eagles are going to pound the rock down their throat. I get it. The Eagles passing game has not been fully clicking yet, and there's a lot of chatter about that, but the Eagles don't care. Jalen Hurts is going to be super conservative because he realized that's the only way they lose games is if he turns it over. If he doesn't turn it over, teams don't win because you need that extra possession or possessions against the Eagles. If they just run the offense, run Saquon Barkley, get clean completions, the defense has been really good these past 2 weeks. The defensive line, I thought, had a very good game against the Chiefs. I think the defensive line is going to do very well against this Rams offensive line. They're going to respond to Jared Verse talking a bunch of shit. I mean, when you're a world champ, Ryan, I'm realizing it takes sometimes the little things to get motivation. Jordan Mailata very fired up that people were saying the only reason the Eagles were winning is because of the tush push. He came out and said, quote, "It's very disrespectful. It makes my blood boil." So if you think this is a
might
down,
get flagged for that.
This is a down spot for the Eagles, you got to be insane. What do the Eagles do the best? They pound the rock. What can the Rams not stop? The Eagles running game. The Eagles are going to roll.
Are you worried at all about the Eagles' ability to stop the receivers or the passing game of the Rams?
Not really. No, I think the pass rush will be good. The edge rushers have been great. And I think we're going to be able to get enough pressure on Stafford. It's a back-to-back road spot for the Rams.
They did go back to LA. They didn't hang out.
That's a lot of travel, Ryan.
West Virginia.
If you have a bad back, it's a lot of travel.
I mean,
and we do have an injury update on Matt Stafford. Here we go. This is a courtesy of our sideline reporter.
I broke my back.
What do you mean by that?
My back is broken.
What a vertebrae or what portion?
Spinal.
Spinal. All right. So
you're a sharp. You like free points.
Are you not worried?
I'm not worried at all about this game.
Well, I am a little concerned about Stafford being able to.
Anytime you can get your franchise quarterback and make him travel another 6,000 miles by plane, you do it.
I mean, probably not a full 6,000, but I'm also worried that
you want me doing air mile.
I also am worried there's going to be an obnoxious amount of false starts called on the Eagles.
Okay.
How do you handicap that?
You don't. It doesn't.
You're going to be so pissed. I've seen this in my. This is going to be one of these. The NFL takes it out. They're obviously angry at the Eagles for some reason. I don't know what Laurie did.
No, call the false start. Call it, and then we'll complete a first down, and then Jalen Hurts will run for 5 yards, and everyone will shut the fuck up.
Every once in a while, we get these NFL scheduled losses, and I don't want to be on the wrong side of it. So give me the Rams plus the 3.5, Sean. I think the Eagles are the sharp side.
No,
but the NFL is a powerful engine, and I think they're gonna send a message. Game 7.
That's how are they? The NFL is gonna stop Saquon Barkley. You can't see it
We've
because
seen-
you're blind to your Barkley hate.
We've no. This isn't Barkley hate. We've
What
seen
do you? How many yards do you think Barkley gets?
under 200.
Okay. What do you? How many do you think he gets?
I mean, has he had a good game yet?
How many do you think he gets against the Rams?
I think he maybe has his first 100-yard game, but it's like 105.
Okay. So you think he runs for 105 yards and the Eagles lose the game?
I think they're going to need to throw the forward pass because the refs are going to be super punitive. You're going to be pissed off that there's a ton of penalties.
Okay.
It's just the way it works. We've seen some horribly officiated games so far this year.
Yeah.
They're gonna send we'll have to check out ref stats and see what the crew shows us. But yeah, I mean, I just don't want to. It's sometimes the script has unfortunate outcomes. Sean, Game 7, Steelers, Patriots. This is a game that I really can't figure out because I still think the Patriots are overrated. Dolphins just really suck. They're catching 1.5 points at home though, Sean. What plus 105 on the money line? Steelers minus 125. 44.5 is the total. I mean, again, Colby for the win. I don't know what to think of. I have no idea where this number came from. He's now even failing in new ways. I don't. And look at that bow tie that the Patriots wearing. They really captured the Chowderhead vibe. Patriots are plus 1.5 at home.
Yep.
Well,
bad play. This Patriots team is a bad team.
But so are the Steelers. That Steelers defense has looked like ass.
Sure.
The Steelers offense has mostly looked like ass.
Yeah, and the Patriots get Christian Gonzalez back. Sure, but
well, is he coming back?
Okay, I don't know. He's been practicing. I think he probably could come back.
Okay,
but yeah, I mean the Patriots lead the league in passing yards allowed with him out. If he doesn't play, I think that's huge for the Steelers team. I love Mike Tomlin after a loss, and if you watch that game against the Seahawks, they probably should have won and recovered that game. But Caleb Johnson allowed them to recover the kickoff in the end zone without contesting it for a touchdown. That you throw that entire game out.
I did see he's not going to be returning.
Yes,
kicks.
of course he's not. And yeah, I get it. The Steelers defense does not look great, but it doesn't mean the Bucks. It doesn't mean the Patriots offenses look good. I mean, I guess they kind of moved it a little against Miami, but they also let up a ton of stuff against Miami.
It's another rookie of the year guy that's kind of Ramondre was the guy last game. So who knows with Trevion Henderson, the rookie of the year market's going to be very interesting on the offensive side of the ball. I think like the point you bring up about the hidden points in the last game makes a lot of sense. I'm a little worried that Christian Gonzalez won't be back. The term they said was did some things at practice on Wednesday. So hopefully he can work back all the way. He is obviously important to that defense. Or no, I don't want him to work back. Sorry. But this Aaron Rodgers did not look good. And so I feel like we've seen weird games like this before, but I'm with you. They have to. I think the Caleb Johnson situation too probably gave Tomlin some liberties to fucking yell at some people.
Oh yeah, that's why Tomlin's so. I'll read it again, but he's just been awesome off of.
I'm not locking this up.
59, 46 and 1 ATS after a loss, 5th in the NFL in that period.
Yeah, I'm not.
This is when Tomlin thrives. What are you taking, Ryan?
I'm taking the Steelers.
Okay.
I didn't think the Patriots looked horrible last week. I know it's the Dolphins, but maybe that's clouding my judgment. The Steelers look so bad.
They look really bad at home against the Raiders.
Yeah, first game, they're improving. I guess I would expect Vrabel to make the team better each week. Game 8, Jets Bucks. Let's see what kind of fun number we have here. What is this? Colby is deteriorating. He just didn't finish the assignment.
No.
Bucks laying 6.5 minus 290 on the money line. Jets plus 245. 43.5 is the total. Bucks are coming off Monday night. They're so fucking banged up, Sean.
Yeah.
I have them going to the Super Bowl. And it seems like the gods are against me. They don't have their design starting left tackle. They don't have their Now their right tackle's out. We learned earlier today that one of their guards is out for the year.
Yeah, and they lost their other tackle, Luke Goetke.
Yeah, Gedeke's out. Ibuka popped up as a DNP with a hip groin injury. Kalijah Cansey, one of their
on IR, yeah,
like really good pass rushing. You know, he was touted the next Aaron Donald, undersized pass rusher out of Pitt. He tore his pec. It just, and with all of this, I saw the nugget being passed around that the Bucs #1 EPA per carry and success rate in the running game, in spite of all those injuries. So that being said, it seems like the second game that you're going to hear your favorite gambling tout give out a pick where they got the best of the number at 7.5 is going to be the Jets. I worry that we're falling for the Jets for a second week in a row in a spot where they're going to be the public side, or at least they're going to be a popular side. But
yeah, I mean, it's a, to me, I will take the Jets and the 6.5. Maybe you can find the 7, and yeah, I'm fading the injury stuff for Tampa Bay. They're on a short week. Yes, this is their home opener. The heat and humidity thing, maybe that does help them get the win here. But I mean, both the Bucs wins took some late game heroics for them.
They could be 0-2.
Yeah, I mean, they were
easily.
Yeah, if Koo makes that field goal, if Baker doesn't get that crazy drive there, and they did it. So hats off to them. They won 2 kind of tough road spots, I thought, where they didn't play their best football and they're dealing with a bunch of injuries. And they have a look ahead spot to the Eagles next week. I think that is worth factoring in. But for me,
definitely worth factoring.
Tyrod Taylor is always a guy that exceeds expectation when it comes to the market. Tyrod Taylor, he's 33-21 ATS. Like, just to start there is pretty crazy. If you isolate Tyrod Taylor as a dog, he's 21-12. Which is pretty insane.
And I'd imagine if you even go further to isolate that in seasons where he's been a backup quarterback, it might improve even further.
Yeah.
He certainly is different than Justin Fields in that he's going to throw the ball down the field. Probably more likely, like him to throw an interception is very likely, but the Bucs also like banged up on the back end.
Yeah.
Not exactly, you know. And so, yeah, I think the Bucs are a team that you almost have to fade. What sucks is we just bought the Jets last week at this same price and they looked like complete ass. And so hopefully the offensive line blocks a little bit better for Tyrod and they can get the running game going a little bit. Because honestly, that's the shocking thing about this Bucs defense is like you can run on them a little bit.
Yeah, and certainly, you know, getting Breece Hall going, that makes a ton of sense. And I think they're going to be able to get this going, especially with no Cansey. And then just the offensive line injuries against this for this Jets team. And honestly, this kind of reminds me of the Bucs Broncos game last year, where it was early on in the season. It was a non-conference home game for the Bucs. They were playing Bo Nix on the road. I think it was his 3rd game. He hadn't looked that good. They were big favorites and they lost the game outright. So I think them as a non-conference favorite is
fucked up game.
Is not where you want to be. So give me the Jets plus 6.5.
Just going right back to it.
Kramer?
Yeah, I'm with you. I how do you not take the Jets? It's unfortunate, but the Bucs are a hard sell team right now. Should be at least 1-1. And their whole team's hurt. All right, last of the early slate, AFC South Flowchart game at its finest, 10 a.m. on the West Coast. We're heading to Jacksonville Jaguar for the Texans and the Jags. Colby got this one a little closer. Unfortunately, Jacksonville's favored by 2, -130 on the money line. Houston again off that Monday night game, +110 on the money line. 44 is the total. Jacksonville laying 2 is a pretty big move off the look ahead. What we're seeing on the screen is the look ahead. So I don't quite understand that. You have Christian Kirk trending like he's coming back, which I think we're going to see that unlock the offense a little bit. They are lacking a second receiver to get open. And as much as I'm a little bit of a Texans hater, this pass rush, the idea that Trevor Lawrence is going to make some mistakes with a pass, we just saw a little bit of that. This pass rush is even better. And so I'll end with this, Sean. The flow chart says this very clearly. Houston owns Jacksonville in Jacksonville. 9-1 straight up.
It's crazy.
7-2-1 ATS in the last 10. If you go back to 2002, 5-8 straight up, 5-7-1 ATS. This is a flowchart game. I know I'm a Jags guy. I've been jagging off, but something is going on with this team. And I think it's just follow the flowchart.
Yeah, I mean this Jacksonville team is not right. Starting with Trevor Lawrence, who was a big reason why I didn't go full jag off, is just because of Trevor Lawrence. 58.9% completion percentage, 28th in the league. You saw him kind of waving off Liam Cohen.
Oh, they're fine. They're fine.
Yelling at him. I'm sure that's Lawrence has not looked great against the Bengals defense and the Panthers defense, which to me is bit of a red flag.
Now he does somehow have like the most drop passes and all the there's a lot of like
bad
quarterback stats.
Bad quarterbacks seem to struggle with drop passes.
There's a lot.
And if you're a leader, Brian Thomas Jr. We did not see this at all last year. The only explanation I have is that hospital ball that Trevor Lawrence threw in the preseason game really shook up his confidence because he alligator armed a ton of stuff. He dropped a ton of stuff.
Shit effort too. Like
and
very weird.
He looks like doesn't want to be out there or something's going on. But if you're Trevor Lawrence, he's your best receiver. You got to talk to him, figure that shit out. To Kramer's point, yeah, the Texans own the Jags in Jacksonville. I'm not gonna go against that. I guess my concerns would be like the Jags D line against the Texans O line.
Sure.
Would be something that jumped out matchup wise, but and Texans short week on the road, but man, this Jags team is just not right, and Houston is desperate for a win. So I will take, and I think Trevor Lawrence is really going to struggle against this Texans defense. So yeah, give me the Texans +2.
All right, hopping over to the afternoon slate, 4 of them, so that's better than 3, but we could have 5. Little AFC West action here, where the Denver Broncos on a back-to-back road spot are taking on the Los Angeles Chargers. Coming off that Monday night win, they look very good. They're a very public team this week, and they're playing a fake home game because the Denver Broncos will be all up in this. Colby got the number right. Chargers laying 2.5 -150. Denver +130. 46 is the total. How loud are you sounding that the Chargers logo is absolutely bonkers? It's a guy who came out to Los Angeles to do porn. How loud are you sounding the Broncos alarm bell, Sean?
No, nothing too crazy. I mean, they're 1-1. They probably should have been 2-0 if not for that leverage penalty. If that leverage penalty doesn't happen and they only call 3 or 4 of those a year, then the Broncos are 2-0. Hey, they escaped a tough spot in Indy. They didn't play their best game at home against an inferior opponent, and there's no concern. So I still think they're a very good team. But yeah, I mean, on the other side, like this Chargers team has been pretty
Lights
competent. I guess, yeah. What scares me about taking the Chargers here is what we saw at the end of the Chargers game of them kind of almost trying to do everything they could to get the Raiders back in the game. Marion Hampton fumbling, Justin Himbert on a bad read option, and blowing up that 4th and 1 again. That was a bad play call. And I should have been on this. Sean Payton, those first 2 weeks always suck for Sean Payton ATS. I thought this was a different team, didn't apply to him, but clearly they did get out slow. I still think this Broncos team, the roster is very good. That's week 3 is usually when they kind of pop, but Herbert has done well against the AFC West ATS. He's done well against the Broncos. It does feel like though everyone taking the Chargers at home, and this is when the Chargers struggle. They're better on the road than they are at home.
So the Chargers are like a pass first team. That's first.
Different. The difference. Yeah.
They lead the league in pass rate over expected, and the Broncos, like if you go back, like Surtain is being picked on way more than he had been the previous year. The secondary in general isn't it's not the pass rush. The pass rush is getting home.
Bonito is leading the league in
pressures. He's topping a lot of those advanced pass rush metrics, which makes the performance on the back end even stranger. And then when you look at like who the competition,
the Surtain thing, I think.
Is he? Surtain
Surtain allowed 0 receiving yards in week 1, Week 2, he rolled an ankle and didn't have a great game.
So is he 100%? He clearly
that's a good question, but I just think
he talked about it like pretty. That wasn't one of my best games. Was the quote from the press conference? Highly motivated for the Chargers game. So
yeah. So I would say, well, but you were kind of like leading the narrative that they're going after Surtain, which I don't think was the case in game 1. And yeah,
he
didn't have a great game 2 and dealt with
I'm just saying they went after him a lot more than they had last season. He did not get a lot of work last season. So it's noticeable when he gets that many targets in a game. It's noticeable when the back end of the defense isn't performing in spite of the pass rush doing well. Now, the Chargers have looked like a team that can take advantage of a defense's weakness too. And
yeah, Chargers have looked good. Is a good counter, but I kind of hate taking them at home here as a favorite. They're better on the road. What are you doing, Ryan?
I'm taking the Chargers because I Peyton they were doing some arguing on the sideline. I just have more confidence in this Chargers coaching staff. The defense has looked very good in 2 matchups now. And I think they'll have a good game plan for Bo Nix here. So I'm going to lay it with the Chargers.
I'll go Broncos. I see the case for the Chargers. I think I like this Broncos team coming back after a loss.
I'm a little worried that the Broncos will have a lot of fans out here, but
they're going to have, I mean, our buddy, Uncle Ruben, he's going to that game, right? I would assume.
He goes to every game. Game 2.
You look at their, did pretty well last year coming off a loss for the most part.
All right. Harbaugh
and they lost They lost to the Chargers twice last year, so they have this game circled.
I regret not being higher on the Chargers. Harbaugh year 2 was so obvious. I know it's only 2 weeks in. New Orleans heads.
No way the Chargers blow it late, Ryan. Come on.
New Orleans heads to Seattle for game 2, 1:05 p.m. on the West Coast for the second in the late window. Again, why they put the Saints in this window is crazy. This is 7, so 6.5. He was close. Seattle -7, -365 on the money line. Saints +300, 41.5 is the total. Seattle's defense has looked very, very good. Probably going to be an elite unit. Still not sure about the offense. And as far as the Saints, first road game, Sean, first road game for Spencer Rattler. But I have a nugget for you.
Sure.
Alvin Kamara has averaged 178 scrimmage yards in 3 games against the Seahawks, third most by any player versus a single opponent in the Super Bowl era. Any thoughts? Completely pointless, right?
Feels random.
Yeah, let's throw it out.
To me, it's just New Orleans is almost kind of giving people a false sense of security because they were getting worked in both games, kind of made a little bit of a run, but they were playing against teams that aren't that good, that were big favorites against them, that kind of let them stay around towards the end. For most, I mean, if you watch that 49ers game, there was some mild sweat there, but even having them in Survivor, I was never really that worried. The same would apply to the Cardinals game, where it's like not that worried, but I get it. They got close there towards the end. I think Carolina or Arizona took too much of the foot off the gas pedal there, but the Seahawks team, I mean, they've done a great job of pressuring the quarterback. Something the Saints have not done. The Saints have only gotten 23 pressures in 2 games. So you're going to give Sam Darnold a lot of time to throw. You're going to give Kenneth Walker a chance to pound the rock against the Saints team. And I don't think we realize how bad this Saints team is because we saw them in their best situations for the season. Hey, it's a new season. We're young. We're at home. That's kind of assuming they continue to lose. That's where things are going to go. After that, it's going to get tougher to get up for these games. And I think they're in store for a real ass kicking. I think Seattle puts it on.
Also relatively, they seem not one dimensional, but not the most difficult offense to scheme against. And I think at this point, McDonald's one of the better defensive game planners. And so, man, but you have to at least acknowledge that laying a touchdown with this offense, or at least Sam Darnold, feels a little nerve wracking. I mean, the Saints will play. They'll play good defense at times in this game, and they've also shown that they can scrap back.
I don't know if they will on the road. I think we see this Saints defense kind of unravel a little bit, the Saints defense unravel a little bit.
Yeah, this is rocking a hard place. I'm not taking the Saints. Yeah, because we haven't seen a Spencer Rattler bad game yet.
No, he hasn't won a game yet, so some would argue they're all.
But we haven't seen the 3 interception game.
Yeah, this is where it's going to come. Seahawks roll, baby. Give me the Seahawks laying the 7. Of course, we're also brought to you by Underdog Fantasy. Oh man, hopefully you tuned into the Sunday night show where we gave out a bunch of fantasy projections and underdog picks. It was a cash fest for me on the Underdog app. Promo code SGPN, tail fade. I don't care. Use that promo code SGPN. Play $5, get $50 in bonus funds. Kramer, what is one leg of an underdog entry that you're feeling pretty good about here in NFL Week 3?
Well, do we want to dabble with backups in the Cincinnati Minnesota game?
Well, I do. I mean, I'm going to be loving some Carson Wentz rushing stuff. Either him to get in the end zone. Rushing attempts, rushing. Have you seen? So they don't have his rushing yards or attempts yet.
They know
he's gonna run a ton, and I think even any time is interesting for Carson Wentz as well. But no yards yet. What else do you like, Ryan?
T. Higgins.
Okay,
higher 51.5 receiving yards.
All right, T. Higgins higher 51, and he's got a good rapport with Browning, I assume.
I think just in general, Browning likes to sling it. Chase's number is 71.5. I don't know that Browning has the same bias to Chase that Burrow has, and so it seems like a decent gamble in a game where a lot of versions they're going to be. I think they're going to have some success in the pass game.
I mean, I'm keeping it simple. Saquon Barkley higher 85.5 rushing yards.
Huge number.
Even you as a Barkley hater has had him at 105.
Yeah, I said he'd have a decent game.
85.5 is the smashiest smash of all smashes. Underdog Fantasy promo code SGPN. Higher T. Higgins 51.5 receiving yards. Higher Saquon Barkley 85.5 rush yards. $100 entry returns you $300 over on Underdog Fantasy. Promo code SGPN. We're also brought to you by our good buddies over at Rhythm. Rhythm is your home for AI backed picks and props. Of course, you can build your own model. Having fun with the NFL model, and you can get in their NFL weekly contests. $1,000 payout. All you got to do, enter this week's contest just by tracking your bets in the app. Very easy to do, and you got your model right there. If you don't like your model, you can always just tail Rhythm's model. Use the promo code SGPN25. Get your 25% off with that sweet play. And this is Ryan. I feel like this probably might come up. Well, let's see here. Was gonna this one is a fun one. We just talked about this game. Rhythm really likes Chris Olave under 59.5 receiving yards. I think that game could get ugly. So gut handicap, and that makes sense as well. And it's always good when the gut and the AI come together over at Rhythm. Use your promo code SGPN 25% off the first month. Download the app Rhythm.
I guess my only concern would be garbage time.
Sure, that is a concern.
Rattler does have a strange amount of attempts at garbage time. All right, next up, game 3 in the late window. The Dallas Cowgirls, who are getting all the money, are a pick against the Chicago Bears. Oh my God! The Bears logo on the, if you're watching on YouTube, does not seem to be wearing pants. Very interesting. This was 3 on the opener in May, 2.5 on the look ahead, Sean. Now it's a pick, like I mentioned, -110 each way. Dallas, or 51's the total. Dallas coming off a fortunate victory. Bears look like hot ass. The Bears are a close your eyes special. Now, the traditional close your eyes special trend involves losing by 21 or more points to the spread and being a dog the following week. Chicago's a pick 'em, of course. That's not technically a dog. So I said, let me go look back at the close your eyes special trend and include from 0 to -2.5. So less than a field goal favorite and dogs. Well, that actually increases the overall winning percentage.
What? Are we updating the rule?
I'm not going to update the rule. I'm going to apply it as a little sidecar. And the subset of between 2.5 and 0 it was actually 71% over the same 15-year sample or whatever, basically when we started doing the podcast. So Now I tried to like rationalize it in my head, like, oh well, I guess it's really the same thing. They're not getting that much respect, although being favored after losing by that bad, it kind of defeats the point of the trend. Obviously, we're not taking the Cowboys.
No.
And Caleb Williams has looked looked good in the portion of the game that they practice. So what I would suggest to Ben Johnson is script the whole game.
It is funny. How can they not? How can they not script the entire game?
You got to, right? You got to put the training wheels on, get the bumpers up in the lane. Let's make this easy, because the shocking stat of the week for me, as I was digging around and
Russell
stuff,
Wilson throwing for 450 yards against his defense.
That was pretty. That was pretty shocking. And why can't Caleb do the same thing? Because actually, while the Giants do have a couple more explosive pass plays, the Bears are actually second in the league in explosive plays. And I could absolutely see Rome Odunze shredding this second. I mean, the secondary is bad. Yeah. There's no real pass rush. And assuming you can keep Caleb on time and on schedule, I think there's going to be this could be, dare I say, this could be a Colston Loveland show up game. Maybe
he has 2 catches. We haven't heard him at all. Anything would be a show up game.
The tight end's a great matchup in this game. Luther Burden hasn't played a ton, and Ben Johnson has now 2 weeks in a row mentioned getting him more involved. I don't know. Do you have any objective reasons as to why you're not going to take the Cowgirls?
Ben Johnson, I think our practice habits are yet to reflect a championship caliber team. I love that this Bears team, this Bears organization needs a giant foot up their ass.
Who's the coach?
I don't know if it's helping.
It's funny that you're now like you're through your spring program, you're through your training camp.
Yeah.
You're into regular season practices that you are running, you're scripting, and you're telling the players that practice isn't good enough yet.
Yeah.
What are you doing on the practice field?
I think he's trying to inspire via the media, which can work, cannot, depend on your guys. Caleb Williams, of course, I see a lot of the people sharing the nugget about him going to the punter. You're not going to be punting much here. Bears lead the league in punts since he uttered that.
That was embarrassing.
There's also Dick Puncher, I think, shared this stat. 5 of the 6 highest paid Bears players this year account for 0 winning seasons out of the 27 total. So basically a lot of these guys that they're paying a lot of money to haven't seen any success. So maybe it's a culture issue or a total roster rehaul. But yeah, I just keep going back to Russell Wilson being able to throw on this Cowboys team and this Cowboys defense on the road. Also, you want to talk about a look ahead. I think it is a look ahead for the entire organization. The Cowboys are still getting questions about Micah Parsons. Now they got to go play Chicago on the road. They're not going to be locked in on that game. Are you kidding me? They just had this crazy shootout. This is I legit do think this is a letdown spot. And of course, as we know, Dallas sucks. Give me the Bears on the pick.
Definitely a letdown spot. It would be horrible if something happened to Aubrey, their best player. Fourth game in the late window, 125 on the left coast. Arizona heads to San Francisco, where the Niners are probably going to be with Mac Jones again, and they're laying 2 points, -132 on the money line. Arizona +112, 45 is the total. Now I did see the aggregators picked up that he has a chance to play. Brock Purdy has a chance to play. If you actually click in and read the entirety of the message, he has a chance to be the emergency quarterback this weekend. So I think
if anyone needs an emergency quarterback, it's the 49ers.
Now Shanahan lies all the time, so maybe he's going to end up starting. I'd say the number being -2 makes me think a little bit that there's some confidence. Is Mac Jones laying 2 in this game against this Cardinals team?
Maybe they'll move it to 1, but I
think they should be favored with Mac Jones against this Cardinals team.
I didn't say I think they should be favored. I said, you asked me, is this with Mac Jones as quarterback? I think for the most part, yeah, because
that's what I'm saying. You believe that the Niners should be a home favorite with Mac Jones.
Do I personally? No, but do I think if he is What are you asking me?
No, I'm speculating on where it would
I
move
think if
to.
he's officially ruled out, I don't think it changes that much.
Okay.
What do you think it changes to?
I mean, I think you have to make this Arizona team a short favorite.
Okay, I don't think the market thinks that.
Okay, yeah, I know. You're obviously right. We're looking at it. I think they have to be. This is probably a splitting the difference situation, similar to the Mariota, where maybe it gets to pick him if he's out, and it goes back up to 3.5 if he's healthy. But he didn't look. If you watch that video, he did not look very healthy. He was
Purdy.
Yeah.
Yeah, Purdy's not playing. I'm with you on that.
Oh, then with Mac Jones, then I do have questions on why they're favored. Kyle Juszczyk out with a concussion. That's obviously huge. And the area where you'd point to is like, well, we mentioned this earlier. Bryce Young and that Panthers offense moved the ball against this secondary when they faced all those injuries. It does sound like Will Johnson will miss the game most likely. Max Melton making his way back. But do you trust Mac Jones to be able to beat that secondary with the receivers that he has?
I think to me it's more about the Cardinals pass rush against the 49ers. I like that matchup for them. I think yeah, he held on to the ball very long. Like what they were doing that worked against the Saints, I don't think could work against his Cardinals defense. And historically, Kyler has been a good as a dog. He's not great when you have a ton of expectations, but as a dog, he's 32-17-2 ATS, and he's been on a pretty good run here. So I think the Cardinals D line is the matchup that makes the difference here, and I think Mac Jones unravels a little bit against the Cardinals defense. So I will take Cardinals as the dog +2.
You saw he was taking pictures with him. He's taking glamour shots with his dog wearing a Michael Vick jersey.
Kyler Murray, yeah, not the best idea.
He's feeling himself. That's confidence, right?
I don't know if he should.
That's confidence, right there.
All right.
I mean, he's a little tater tot. We don't know his.
Look at that tot go.
No, it was a big jersey. That was the funniest part of the picture. He did look like a little kid wearing the jersey. Of course, I'm on Arizona, and you really should hear it from me first. But this is a great teaser leg. Sean, let's head over to Sunday Night Football.
Dun, dun.
Where?
Oh no, your Giants, Ryan.
Wow, look at that Chiefs logo. The Giants weird. He's got the tiny football. I get
he's
it.
a giant.
He's a giant. Chiefs. Everyone betting the Chiefs. Over 80% of the bets and the handle. This one opened 6 last week on the look ahead. It's still 6. Giants +235 on the money line. 45 is the total. Again, Sunday 5:20 here on the West Coast. Both teams 0-2. Sean, take it away.
Yeah, I mean, you got to take Giants as a home dog. No way. This Giants team sucks at home. They had a chance to win against the Cowboys where their offense clicked, but I love the matchup of Steve Spagnuolo versus Russ Wilson. I think Russ's explosion offensively was a lot about this Cowboys defense, and absolutely Andy Reid knows this Giants team. The Chiefs are going to come in, and it's the ultimate get right game. I mean, the Giants just really struggle at home. If you ask me to honestly grade their home field advantage, I think it's like a -1 for the Giants. They never show up at home.
-1.
Yeah, I don't think they're like the Chargers to me, Ryan. When have they had a?
This is a sneaky spot because the Chiefs might not be good.
Okay, but the Giants are most certainly not good.
We'll see. They Russ leading the league in passing yards. Sean, I don't know if you check those kinds of numbers.
Yeah, because he threw for 450 yards against the Cowboys.
Had a great game.
Let's see.
Sean, who's the Cowboys defensive coordinator?
Who's the Cowboys defensive coordinator?
Matt.
Eberflus.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's these. Why do you hire these guys that just do the same thing?
No, again, yeah, and
upon further review, he didn't change at all what he was doing.
No, and maybe I could see. I saw Dick Puncher making a case that was an angle for the Bears. You could also say it's the other way around. Like clearly, the book is out on how to beat Matt Eberflus's defense. Getting back to the Giants, I mean, you look at since 2015, they're 27th in the league. ATS as an at home, just in general. Now you can say Kansas City, they haven't covered a big number like this on the road or just in general.
They don't cover big numbers anymore.
No, they don't. Xavier Worthy looks like he's trending to play. I just don't think this is a get up team for it. The Giants are just incredibly sloppy and poorly coached. You had 4 penalties on one play. I get the refs were not good in that game, but
it was one. You're talking about
no, but there was a play where they.
Well, there
were 4 penalties. Only one counted because there was one on the Cowboy.
So 1 penalty.
Yeah, that offset your automatic first down.
Yeah, the refs obviously that they for some reason and all those flags, no offensive holdings on the Cowboys. Clearly, there were some mistakes made. They'll be made up this year.
Chiefs lay the 6. They're just a pretty good team that played 2 good teams, both probably top 7 in most power ratings. Lost both games and now incredibly desperate against a Giants team that doesn't play well at home.
Dating back to 1988.
You can't include LT or Eli years.
Dating back to 1988, the Giants are 9-1 ATS against the Kansas City Chiefs.
Oh, okay. That's you want to. I mean, going back to our original conversation of irrelevant trends. Mine is relevant. Trends. The Giants at home suck.
You like a good.
They're the Chargers of the NFC, right? No home edge. Even your little open the door to get the field goals going. You guys lost that when you went corporate MetLife.
I mean, they're cover machines against the Chiefs, Sean. And the offense is back, and the defense under a microscope got to show up.
What happened to this defensive line? I actually bought into the D line being good.
I think the defensive coordinators going through it right now. They're
Shane Bowell movement.
Yeah, as Steph called him, Shane Bowell. It would be great to be a little bit more aggressive. Nothing worse than rooting for a defense that just sits.
So it sounds like you're on the Chiefs, Ryan.
No, I'm on the Giants.
Really? All right.
Well, I think that's how you defend Patrick Mahomes. You sit back.
Isn't he just going to run all over you guys?
We'll see. Abdul Carter might have something else to say about that.
How did they let him play last week?
They let him play. Yeah.
Did it help the defense?
Yeah.
Oh, it did. Okay.
Yeah.
I didn't. The
did
defense.
They cover last week, Sean? Did they cover last?
Yeah,
week?
They did.
Okay. So what are we talking about?
They also let up 40 points.
Yeah. How many points did they score?
37.
Cover.
I just don't think they're not playing the Dallas defense. They're playing the Chiefs defense, which is pretty good.
Is it?
Yeah.
Okay. We'll see. I mean, Justin Herbert looked pretty fine against them.
That's in Brazil.
The Eagles casually defeated them, no problem. I assume.
No, they only won because of the tush push ride. Get your narrative straight.
Well, yeah, they won back in March, so it was a casual win. All right, Monday Night Football.
I would say that was your least impassioned Giants take ever.
What do you mean?
No,
this is a hilarious spot. Everyone's on the Chiefs because they can't possibly go 3-0, and Russ is feeling it. He's calling Wan'Dale Robinson, Tyler Lockett.
0-3, you meant.
What did I say? 3-0.
Yeah.
0-3. He's calling Wan'Dale Robinson, Tyler Lockett. Neighbors had a huge game. The O line's fixed now that they got that cuck Hudson out of there. Although for some reason they didn't cut him. And yeah, the defensive coordinator literally heard from the coach said to the media he would have loved to see some more aggression. So get ready, Giants. I'm not going to use it as a money line like I did week 1. That was overconfidence. But +6, very, very strong bet. Monday Night Football. Game of the week. Jared Goff, Lamar Jackson, Lions, Ravens, 5:15 on the West Coast. 4.5 point spread for the Ravens. This was 6 on the look ahead. Pretty interesting to see it change that much. -235 on the money line. Ravens Lions +200. 53 is the total. I guess people kind of going back to validating that the Lions are back on offense, but Ravens at home at night, very difficult to fade. Are you on the Lions?
Yeah, I'm going back and forth on this. If you're a Moon fan, remember the waxing gibbous moon? That's really the Lions. Really killed them. Moon stat of the week, courtesy of at A to Z Peyton. The Lions are 9-1 in the waxing crescent moon. So maybe if you're on a moon angle, that's interesting. This to me is kind of similar in both the Ravens and the Lions blew out the division opponent. Now you got the Lions catching a decent sized number, 4.5. It's like right on the edge here. Jared Goff, NFC Offensive Player of the Week. Of course, everyone pointing out that the 2 NFC Offensive Player of the Week so far have been quarterbacks who played the Chicago Bears defense.
JJ McCarthy winning the award and then getting benched 2 weeks later. It's crazy.
1 week later. It's the same week.
Right. You're right.
Now Derrick Henry's coming off a down game. I mean, I don't know what to make of this Ravens team.
Do we have the same?
But we have another look ahead spot. I think. I mean, I guess it's crazy because it is a Monday night game. But don't you think they're more worried about the Chiefs the following week than the Lions?
The Ravens get up at home on the night games. I mean, I've heard both Lamar and Harbaugh talk about it.
Yeah.
So I don't necessarily. Yeah, obviously the Chiefs big game, but this team.
I just look at this. I just remember, Josh Allen and what that passing offense did to this Ravens secondary in the second half, and I think the Browns had some of that going, but clearly Flacco's a bit limited. You're not worried about the Lions backdoor. I could just see this Lions being down by 10 and getting a score late against this Ravens defense is what I'm concerned about.
Do we have the same bias with this defense now that Aaron Glenn's moved on? They've always been dreadful at stopping the running quarterback.
Well, yeah, historically the Lions have been bad against rushing quarterbacks. Now, was that an Aaron Glenn stat or is that a Lions defense stat?
I mean, the defense hasn't changed a ton from what I can tell.
Yeah.
So I'd imagine that symptom will still exist. And just how good is this Ravens team? I mean, they casually put up a lot of points against a very good defense in the Browns last week. Lamar looks, you could argue, he's the whole narrative about him being a running back. He's clearly one of the best passers in the league. The passing off, I mean, Zay Flowers looks like he's taken a step forward. Could Isaiah Likely sneak onto the field this week? I just that Bills game was like the wake up call that normally you get in like week 12 before the playoff run, and they got it right away. I just think this is a big game for them to make a statement on prime time. And I know the number is sneaky, but it like this is like the lay the 3.5. Don't take it. I just feel like this Ravens like this game has, and I like the idea that their defense could scheme something up against Jared Goff. Like we just watched him go off against the Bears. He didn't look great against the Packers. Obviously, they're going to be somewhere in between.
Yeah, it's the Jared Goff outdoor, and maybe it's going to be a little chilly there in Baltimore Sunday or Monday night.
Right. All right. How about this? The Ravens are going to just score 40 every week. So can the Lions score 40 this week? I don't know.
Yeah, I'll take the Ravens. I think, and the juice is kind of in the chat is on the same angle of Derrick Henry isn't going to get slowed down by this Lions defense. So I think
that's the other element, right? Like he had like it has to be his low for the past couple of years.
Yeah, you were on that under. Nice work, Ryan.
I mean talk about a smash. Too bad I didn't play the alt.
Yeah, he didn't get any. And alt Derrick Henry unders with alt Ravens point spread would have been great, Ryan.
Oh my God.
Why do you think about this stuff when you're doing the prop show? All right, time for our lock, dog, and tease. Brought to you by mybookie.ag. Promo code SGPN. Go over there, get a 100% bet back bonus up to $500.
Happy birthday.
Kramer, do you want to go first?
Oh, come on, Sean. You said you wanted to mix things up.
Yes.
So you have to go first.
Okay.
All right.
That's what was going to be my suggestion, but you've done better on the lock, so I was going to be the gentleman and let you go first. First lock, man. I'm going back to the well. Give me the Steelers laying the 1.5. This Patriots team just isn't good.
I mean, I'm on your side.
Thank you,
but I'm worried about our Steelers.
Second lock, give me Seattle -7. This is Spencer Rattler on the road, outdoors, and for my last lock. They can't slow down Saquon Barkley. They can't even help to contain him. Give me the Philadelphia Eagles -3.5. Lock City for my dog.
A lot of emotions flowing right now.
Give me Houston on the money line. They don't lose in Jacksonville. What's so funny?
I agree. I'm just the opener of Pittsburgh Seattle really caught me off guard.
Really? What did you think I was going to?
No, I just those. Yeah, that,
I mean, I can lock up Atlanta.
That game was no. I have no issues with the locks. I didn't see it coming.
Sounds like you have some issues. What's your lock, Ryan?
Let's start with lock number 1. I think you have to take the flow chart. Houston +2. I like it on the money line, like you took it too. But let's diversify. Lock number 2. Let's fade Carson Wentz and take Cincinnati +3. Lock number 3. I think they got to take the Arizona Cardinals catching points against Mac Jones, most likely. Dog.
Yeah, I mean, fading Mac Jones and Carson Wentz as favorites does make sense.
Dog. You know, the NFL works in mysterious ways. Let's take the it's not going to make any sense, but we're going to take the Panthers +210.
Oh wow.
Falcons. Actually, scratch that. Let's get crazier. Give me the Browns +335 against the Packers.
Oh, I like that.
Yeah.
Shock the world.
There's a lot.
Oh, and I realized I forgot to give out my teas. So my teas I will give out is Buffalo down to 6. KC Pick'em. And then the last leg of the tease. Give me the Broncos up to 8.5. Kramer, what's your tease?
Let's tease. Oh boy, Seattle to 1.
Okay, I like that.
Yeah, it's a strong tease. Let's tease. Do we? Yeah, let's go. Oh, I'm paused. All right, let's Arizona +8, Houston +8.
Arizona +8, Houston +8. So
go
reusing
full Wong.
Okay, so for the locks, for our circa million, Houston +2, which I really like as well. Cincinnati +3, Arizona +2, and then I'll just go Pittsburgh and Seattle.
Steelers once again. If I tracked our record picking the Steelers on the contest, do you think it would be above or below 500?
I mean, the Steelers have been great ATS over the years we've been doing the contest. So I would say, so what, Ryan, why don't you fire that out there? When did we start doing the contest? 2020.
Oh,
that was the first year
super
we did
contest,
the circuit contest.
Oh yeah. Whenever the first year was.
No, I think they did one in 2019.
Really? So before the circa was built.
Yes. Remember we signed up at Golden Gate in 2020 before the circuit was open.
Okay. I don't remember, but I trust your memory.
Since 2020, the Steelers are 49-40-1 ATS. So maybe we're not insane for taking the Steelers.
All right.
No, you were trying to throw shade.
No,
at taking the
just
Steelers.
having a conversation.
Oh, you were trying to throw shade. I'm pointing out.
Just having a conversation that we like the Steelers maybe too much. Survivor.
Yes, Survivor. We picked ahead of time. The Seahawks going to stick with it. Any thoughts?
Seems like that might be chalk this week, so watch out. I mean, what do you think chalk is going to be?
Yeah, I would say Seahawks. I could see a lot of people on the Bills as well.
It's Thursday and the Bills are good. You're going to have other opportunities. When are you taking the Seahawks the rest of the year?
True. I think if you're in the Grandissimo, you might be more inclined to take the Bills because you don't expect this thing to last as long.
Yeah, I could see that. I would probably still take the Seahawks. I think it'd probably still. Man, it feels terrible. Even though the number is 7, it feels terrifying.
Really?
I mean, I like it, but like the idea that Sam Darnold could have a shit game Like that's coming.
Yeah, but then you're relying on Spencer Rattler having a great game on the road in Seattle.
That's why I like it. I'm just saying. It's like you got Sam Darnold in a survivor.
Yeah, it's probably is the chalkiest one. I'm sticking with it. Bucks will probably be somewhat popular. I could see.
Really?
Well, they're 7-point home favorites. Yes.
Yeah.
That's usually what type of teams. Packers are laying 8.5. They're certainly going to catch a lot of action.
Yeah, I think probably going to be the Seahawks.
Chiefs maybe. Get rid of Chiefs. People don't think maybe are as good. They're a big road favorite. They're 0-2. They're not going to lose a third game to start the season.
Yeah, this is a tough week to project.
I see Faceless saying you better lock up the Titans. I need the Colts 3-0. No, I'm not fading the Colts as a lock, and you guys could be in trouble. Even though I did pick Indy -4. Kramer, any other thoughts here?
Prop show tomorrow.
Yeah,
AKA Thursday.
Let's get it.
I think 2 p.m. live.
Let's go. Going to be a fun prop show. Hit us up, Spotify. Always appreciate people, the questions, the comments. Great. And of course, as always,
thank you for participating in the Sports Gambling Podcast.
For the Sports Gambling Podcast, I'm Sean. Second the Money Grainy's Ryan.
Chiefs going to be 3-0, Sean.
Kramer, let it ride.